Hi guys, I just watched Sister Wives. Season 19, episode 19. It's called For Some Reason Behold I Come as a Thief, and the drama with the wives and Coyote Pass. Continues in this episode. Janelle and Meri have a Zoom call about luring up against Kody Kody and Robyn. Have this family picnic by the dirty manure water pond on Coyote Pass, and Christine shows off her mauve Airbnb. I know I've been driving people crazy by pronouncing mauve wrong, and so I'm working on that. The episode begins in North Carolina at Caleb and Mad's super gorgeous house. Their house is just so nice anyways. Janelle is looking at her computer in Maddie's kitchen intently, which is probably super staged, but I'm happy that Janelle is finally having the lead story this episode because she's been kind of on a few of them. She's collecting her documentation about who paid for the land for the lawyer that she just retained, and she regrets so hard that she didn't insist on being titled on all the land pieces who paid for what is all super convoluted. But she's ready to just cut ties with anything that has to do with Kody and Robyn, and just get that money that she knows is owed to her. Christine and David are heading to their new errand house in Mauve that actually David has not even seen. He's just blindly trusting Christine with this big purchase. David wants to make a shrimp-themed room, an idea that came from a cartoon, and Christine wants to make a giraffe room in the errand, because apparently giraffes are graceful and awkward all at the same time. Unusual choices that are later kind of called out by Janelle. Later in the episode, Christine and David are ironically riding on the same road that the Browns used to escape Utah when they left in the middle of the night. In season 2, I believe apparently they had blown like 3 of their tires that night, and Christine is saying maybe that was an omen, and maybe they should have received that as a sign that they shouldn't have moved. Do you guys think that they should have taken that as a hint the blown tires was that a sign from God? What do you guys think? Next, Kody is getting the kids to repaint the picnic tables on Coyote Pass. Apparently Robyn's stepdad made them. He had made the picnic tables for each house in Vegas, and Kody wants to repaint them to honor him. He has now passed away. While they're doing this, we learn a crazy story from Robyn's history, which I thought was interesting. It's not every day that Robyn talks about her past. So Robyn says that before her dad was her dad, she actually called him Uncle Paul, because Robyn's mom was friends with his first wife, and one day the first wife asked Robyn's mom if she liked Paul, her husband, and basically recruited her to be her sister wife. Technically, Robyn's mom was single because her marriage to Robyn's bio dad had fallen apart. So Paul ended up marrying Robyn's mom and went to visit them on weekends, and during the week, he would stay with his first wife in Vegas. Did not know that Robyn had so much family in Vegas. By the way, Paul was a surveyor there. But it makes their sudden move from Utah to Vegas in season 2 that Christine was just talking about even more sus in my opinion. Anyways, they paint the picnic tables purple, and at the end Kody awkwardly yells, "Yeehaw!" Next, Janelle tells Maddie that she's going to have a Zoom call with Meri, who has basically been her friend of me for like years and years. And Maddie is like, all right, what are you guys going to talk about? Meri has now come around to Janelle's advice finally. And Janelle thinks if they're together on the Kody Pass thing, it just makes their case stronger. Janelle says that they're not really besties. Yes, we all know this. They went to therapy for years and stuff, and that she always considered Meri to be on Robyn and Kody's camps, though, you know, she always kept her distance. But now they have something, a common interest in getting their money out of Coyote Pass. Meri says that she's had her issues with Janelle, but they've known each other for even longer than she's known Kody. So remember that Janelle was married to Meri's brother. They just have a lot of history, and there's something to say about that. During the call, Meri says, sorry, Kody is not the head of my family anymore. And basically, they're luring up. They're both getting lawyers. It's taking so long, and Kody is dragging his feet like crazy. Meri is done sitting back. She's pushing issues now that she wouldn't have before. She's no longer keeping sweet, and Janelle's lawyer thinks it's a good idea for Meri to also have a lawyer. Meri and Janelle say that the property was bought with funds from the family fund, but Kody in his confessional says that he bought one piece by himself and the rest everyone chipped in. I'm guessing he's going to claim the piece of land that comes with the pond, just saying. So this is something they're going to have to fight about or figure out. Meri and Janelle were not involved in how the land was divided on titles, which is also super controversial. Meri remembers asking about why she's only on one parcel and only one of 3 people on that piece of land, and Kody got upset with her for questioning it. Because of course he was defensive about that, because he's in the wrong for doing that. Meri had full right to question him. And you know what, if he was only on one parcel, he would have flipped out. So there were just way too trusting in this situation, in my opinion. Meri is now questioning everything. She's questioning Kody's long-term intentions with the legal divorce and all that. She's questioning just everything and asking herself if she was just naive to go along with everything all these years. Does Kody have it in him to plot and manipulate long-term like that? Or did it all just happen? No one really knows now. Christine is showing David the house they bought, and David works in construction, so he could be a tough crowd. So Christine is somewhat nervous. But he's very positive about the whole thing and tells her, she did a great job, and Christine just enjoys making these investments now. She used to just want to be a mom, and says that she was limiting herself by thinking that now she loves figuring out ways to make extra income. And this is such an important point. I feel like people get these limiting beliefs about themselves, and that's often what keeps people stuck. But you can do so much more than you can ever imagine. You just got to give it a shot, So Robyn and Kody and the kids are now having a family barbecue on Coyote. Periella is playing with worms, and Robyn is like, no worms on the table. Brianna wants to cut wood, and Robyn says she's not sure they'll still have this property next spring, which opens up the conversation, which clearly they probably plan to have in the scene to make it interesting. Because if they didn't talk about it, who would want to watch this scene anyway? So Kody wants to find a way to keep the pond or something. Which, oh my God, Kody needs to let go of this dirty pond. And whatever happened that one day with the family or whatever, it's over. Kody and the pond is actually, is he the only one that likes it? I don't think anyone else does. The family now are visiting Mob. Janelle is over there. Pian is over there. Isabel is there. They're all helping Joe up the and she mentions at one point that Kody's family in Wyoming, nobody knocked over there. They just walked in the house. And so the family kind of started doing that too. But with Robyn, there were rules. You had to knock and then wait for someone to open the door. And at Meri's house, she wanted to knock too. I actually like when people knock. I don't get why this is like, oh no, is so weird. We had to knock. I don't agree with this. So we learned that Isabel ALS so is taking a little longer to get used to David. She still is just warming up. There's this whole segment about how Christine is happier to do like little projects and construction with David rather than Kody, and how terrible Kody was doing projects. Christine will just take any opportunity, though, to compare David and Kody and make David sound best. Christine and Janelle say that over the last few years, the money from the family fund was just like being spent, and no one really knew. Where she also says that her farm will be called T, and David is like, why would you want to call it that? Which is what we're all thinking. It's some Latin word. And apparently they're also reserving Tater Farms or something just in case people screw saying it up. I actually like Tater. So Janelle and Christine now, they're in their money moves. Making era, Christine is just so proud of her new arm with the pink shrimp room. Next scene, Kody goes on about how this property Koya Pass now has memories with his and Robyn's kids. And he doesn't really want to sell it or deal with Meri. And Janelle, essentially so apparently he can afford to keep the property, but that's just not going to work for Meri. And Janelle, they start talking about Aurora, and if she wants to have kids, and Aurora says she's turned off of having as many kids as polygamy gave them, but wants a normal-size monogamous family, so like 3 to 5 kids. Kody thinks the normal amount of kids is like 6, which is completely unrelatable, I don't think. Brianna and Aurora have ever had boyfriends, and so talking about kids is kind of premature at this point. But this pleasant outing is making Kody's wheels turn about selling the place. He's no longer completely on board, and this could turn into a big fight in lawyers, for sure, because Kody is on every parcel. So he has a lot of power here, so I don't know what's going to happen, what we're going to do. But that could be why we haven't heard anything about Coyote Pass being sold. Let's see what happens with that in the next episodes. Alright guys, thanks for watching my recap of Sister Wives Season 19 episode 19, and I'll be back later with more updates. Bye guys.